Hey, I'm Violence Milk, and this is what I watch in May. Starting with a girl on a motorcycle with Marianne Faithfull and the goat Alain Delon, I really like the movie. It has some surreal parts, like the dream at the beginning. I thought it was gonna be so much more psychedelic from that part, but no. It's quite an easy watch. I didn't like the ending though. It reminds me so much of the Sicilian Clan, also with Delon. It felt so cliché. Many films from that time had the tendency of ending kinda the same way. And then we have Green Street Hooligans. This is actually a rewatch. I learned this time that it's directed by a woman who's also a martial artist, which is so cool to me. I've actually done some martial arts myself. I mean, it's fun. We have Frodo and we have young Charlie Hunnam obsessed with football. It's a somewhat modern divorce, that movie. What I truly hate about this movie is the ending. I'm not gonna spoil it, but the wife annoys me. And all I'm gonna say is she has zero self-preservation instinct. Then I watched Devil Wears Prada 2. This one you may think it's one of those sequels that nobody asked for, but against all odds, to me it really works. You don't actually need a sequel to an easy coming-of-age rom-com like that, but somehow it makes sense. It doesn't lose the humor and we get almost every character from the first one keeping their personality. I still have an issue with modern cameras being too commercial and not having that 90s to early 2000s soul, but what can you do? It's a good movie. After 10 days of movie abstinence, I watched Punisher Last Kill with my dad. And for a Disney movie about a character that's gonna appear side to side with Spider-Man, they're so bold for doing that. It's like John Wick but extra gore and violent, like a Viking on shrooms and guns. Not only did they keep Punisher essence, but explored it a little psychologically better and gave him more depth than we had ever seen before on screen. Mortal Kombat 2. I actually didn't plan on watching this one. I didn't see the first one. I had an impulsive thought on going to the movies and that was the only one at the time. It's surprisingly well made VFX wise. I've mentioned I've had animation class before, so I know what I'm talking about when I say Liu Kang's fire VFX carry the movie. The dragon was amazing to see. Johnny Cage is so funny and refreshing to see as a new member of the gang. Instead of the cocky bastard we see in games, we see how his character awakened. It's a fun movie and I enjoyed it. Shangri-La Suite. I'm gonna put this one on third place of the month. It's a very true romance-esque. I enjoyed it very much. It feels like an old movie and that's what I was talking about earlier. This one, even though it's an overused theme, it has soul and it works. You get invested very early on. I mean, we have Elvis, guns and a road. How much cooler do you wanna get? Next is The Fly, taking second place of the month. I can't believe I'd never watched it before. It's such an iconic movie and I completely understand the huge influence it has. I would say it's one of Cronenberg's easiest movies to watch. It's a complete body horror icon and I'm so grateful that I had no idea what was gonna be. Well, actually I had an idea thanks to a Very Odd Parents episode, but it didn't follow that route thankfully. Then we have Starman, an 80s sci-fi classic by one of the GOATs, John Carpenter. I love the cinematography of this movie, it feels like a moving painting sometimes. One issue I noticed in the script is they use Deus Ex Machina like 3 times in a row. Deus Ex Machina is when a problem that seems unsolvable suddenly is fixed by an unlikely occurrence. I'm a little bitter cause my dad spoiled the end for me 10 minutes before actually ending. Then we have my favorite of the month, taking the gold and the first place, The Science of Sleep. We see Gael Garcia Bernal, a Mexican actor in a French movie. The director is the same who did Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and the creative director is the same as Björk. And as you keep watching the movie, you can tell, yeah, this definitely has Björk vibes. It reminded me of Synagogue, New York, but without being an absolute depression doomer fest. It's weird and it's silly and it's even relatable. It explores dreams and fantasies in such a beautiful way with stop motion and weird looking sets. I normally don't rate movies, but to me it didn't just win the Letterboxd like, I also rate with 5 stars and I can't wait to rewatch it in the future. The Quick and the Dead by Sam Raimi. If you're a film student or wanna be one, I recommend this one as your first western because it's so easy to get into. It flows so well that you don't even feel the time passing by. Don't get me wrong, I love Clint Eastwood and the Dollar Trilogy. It's an absolute must watch. But Sam Raimi explores this genre so organically well. It feels refreshing and keeps the western essence. I love that scene with DiCaprio and all the vertigo movements. By far my favorite moment of the film. Then I went to the movie theater and watched the absolute banger, The Backrooms, which I've already made a video on, so go watch it. That's it for me. Hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. See you next month, hopefully with a bigger and more interesting list.